Good morning, friends, and welcome to another video. I am in the passenger seat, John is in the driver's seat over there, and we're actually headed to the downtown Beaverton's Farmers Market. So we tried to take you to the Hillsborough's Farmers Market a couple weeks ago, but that landed on Easter, and I just wasn't thinking, so we didn't get to go to that farmers market. So there's a guy who actually grows heirloom tomatoes. I'm not a huge tomato by itself fan. I love tomato sauce and things like that, but to give me just a hunk of a tomato, I typically don't eat it. But an heirloom tomato with a little bit of sea salt on top and some olive oil, oh my gosh, it's so good. Well, anyway, this guy grows it, and his growing season is extended because he also does some greenhouse growing in the later summer, I guess it would be, right? Because he sells into fall. But there's for one tomato, I'm not joking, they're $6.99 to $7 something. I mean, they're just so expensive. So anyway, that's where we're headed right now. Welcome to the weekend. We're gonna show you what we do when we're not camping and why we don't camp every weekend, because we have things we have to take care of. So we're gonna get this video started. We got coffee in hand, and it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. The weather report is about 50 degrees right now. We had a little rain this morning.
Yeah, I think maybe overnight anyway, at some point there was some rain. There was no rain when I woke up, but we have a daughter that works night shift, and she said that it rained a little bit last night.
Yeah. So anyway, it's good for my plants. I have new geraniums that have been planted, and they're looking fabulous. So it's always good to get a little bit of natural rainwater on them. All right, guys, let's get this weekend started.
I did because I was marching band at Cal, and we only had a big section.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's just the produce. It's organic, which is great.
You think they're really lined up? We say that every time we're here.
I know, so cute. The last time John and I were at the farmer's market, there was this line for this bakery that we're actually now in line for. They're called Dos Hermanos Bakery, and we are so excited. They open at 8:30, and we are in line for bread.
Yeah, we're gonna get bread.
Yeah.
Prices? Look, you'll be able to keep the sheet with you in the back, so if you ever have...
That's why
You said an oatmeal raisin, right?
Yeah.
Why are you getting oatmeal raisin?
I don't know. It just sounded good.
She married my brother. My younger brother.
Okay, let me give you a little tip if you're coming to the Portland area for a vacation. If you see a line outside of a business, get in that line and stand there, even if you don't know what it is for. People in Portland will stand in line for hours to get into a restaurant, to get into a store, whatever. You know, it's good. And that's something me and John learned when we moved here almost 10 years ago, is when you see a line, it's worth waiting for. I think when we first moved here, we did our first line at Pine Street Biscuits in downtown Portland and stood in line for an hour in the cold, and it was well worth it. It was a great biscuit. So yes, pro tip, if coming to Portland for a vacation and you see a line, get in it and stand in it. But I'm going to say something very controversial. Don't stand in line for voodoo donuts. Don't do it. Okay, so the farmer's market was super fun. John and I walked away with 2 loaves of bread. One is a pull-apart, and then one is a rosemary sourdough.
Yeah, they're both sourdough,
yummy.
but the one's pull apart, yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you when we get home. We're super excited. And then we met, was his name Dave?
I don't remember his name. We'll find out, and we'll put it on the screen because we'll rewatch this episode, but we found this guy that makes cheese locally in Helvetia.
It's called Helvetia Creamery.
Called Helvetia Creamery. His dad started a creamery, or I'm sorry, his grandfather, I think, started a creamery in like 1904 or something like that, settling here in this area. And then at one point, they just went to selling raw milk. This guy has a day job, but restarted back up the creamery.
He's a one-man operation.
Kind of like a one-man operation. He's making Swiss and Alpine cheeses.
So good. With
And
raw milk.
Yeah, he was featured on, there was this recent episode on Oregon Public Broadcasting. I think it was their field
It's
guide.
OPB.
I'm not sure.
So it's like PBS, but local to us. And they have this series called Oregon Field Guide. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Just
and
give
I'm
me a little
not
background.
I'm not positive this is the field guide series or if this was a different series. But yes, this is on OPB, and they did a thing on Oregon cheeses. Oregon cheeses have been kind of, I don't want to say world renowned, but at one point, like Rogue River Creamery won the best cheese in the world one year, and
As they should.
Tillamook. I think they said on there Tillamook has the largest single creamery building in the world, or in the country, as far as like the amount of volume that it produces out of one plant. I could be wrong on that, but if you watch the show, you'll find out. It is on YouTube.
You know what I will do? I can link this episode. I'll put the link to this episode in my description box. I think it's super worth watching.
Yeah, it's super fun. But this guy was featured on there as just this very local, old school ways of doing things creamery. And
Yeah.
so it's really just kind of neat. So
We
decided-
bought Swiss, and what was the one that you picked?
I don't remember the name of it. Obviously, we'll show it when we get home. But he had little tasters, so we tasted everything. And the one that I liked the best, I bought it. And it's kind of interesting because all of his cheeses, like he had the same exact cheese, and on the packaging it would tell you how many months it was aged. Again, I think because he's a one-man operation, he's not collecting everything at 6
Yeah.
months or at 12 months or whatever. And so it's just whatever it is. And so you might have the same exact cheese, but it'll tell you this one's aged
6
you know,
months,
6 months,
8
4 months, 8
yeah.
months. And so that was kind of fun to see.
Now, typically with Swiss, it's very mild. This was not mild. It was like not pungent, but me and John really like a strong cheese. But it was so flavorful.
Yeah, it was very flavorful.
It was so good. So we ended up buying that. And oh, we did buy a oatmeal raisin cookie from the bakery, which we've already broken into and had a little bit. And John's like, why did you get oatmeal raisin? Well, duh, it's breakfast time.
We're having our oatmeal.
We're having our oatmeal and our raisins too. All right, we're heading into the store because tonight I'm going to be making spaghetti because we have the bread to go with it. John and I typically do not carb load like this for dinners, but it's Saturday and I'm in the mood to make my spaghetti sauce, which you guys have seen me make before. So should I bring them along when I make my spaghetti sauce again? Maybe I'll do something a little different.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think, and we'll, yeah, it'll definitely be a carb load
dinner.
I am going on a bike ride tomorrow, so I'll just say that that's what I'm doing it for, which is not true because I'm going to have way more carbs than I'm going to burn, but you know.
I do have a workout plan tomorrow, so I'm carb loading for my workout.
There you go.
All right, we're going to head into the store. All right, we are at Costco for the second time today, and let me tell you why. So we are in the market, or have been in the market, for a new bed. Oh, hold on. So our bed is probably about 10 years old. Now that I'm thinking, I think we actually bought it when we moved to Oregon, and it's a good mattress. It's been a really good mattress. But the thing is, it's a king, and I live in a very small house, which means my bedroom is not very big. My bedroom is all basically bed, and then I have a dresser and like a dog bed. I mean, it's just a hot mess. I would show you guys, but I would be too embarrassed to show you guys. So we are coming up with the idea to do a queen mattress, and I think we're going to be fine with the queen. It's going to be fine. It's going to give us a lot more room. So we're actually getting the Casper cooling mattress from Costco, and I'm curious to see how that is going to go. And the reason we're doing it like right now is we had some work done in our backyard, as you guys know, and there's some stuff that we need to actually take to the dump that just doesn't fit in our normal yard waste receptacle. So we're actually going to take our mattresses to the dump, and I told John, I said, we need to get to Costco to make sure that this mattress is here and available, and like open it up, because I don't know if you've ever had like a foam mattress. They take like a full day just to expand. And so yeah, I will show you guys that once we get it and show you what we got. All right, so here is the mattress we got. Me and John have slept on a king for the last 10 years. Wish us luck. We're gonna open it up and let it start expanding. I think the dog's already approved. They're excited. Ooh, chest. That is...
I'm gonna put for now the coolers here, like just that one stack on top of the other. Stage and dump stuff.
All right, friends, it is 3 o'clock, which means it is time to start the spaghetti sauce. Now, you have probably seen me make this sauce before. I'm gonna bring you along for it again. I'm gonna show you how I get my base together, the spices that I add to it, or the seasonings that I add to it, and maybe you can make your own sauce too. It's actually so easy. I kind of followed a recipe. I added my own little, touch to it, and my family loves it. I actually make this sauce when I'm in the mood to have like homemade pizza with homemade sauce. I'll do this. So it is pretty universal. You can do spaghetti, you can do it on pizza, you can do it as a dipping sauce, whatever floats your boat. I did have a wonderful viewer send me a recipe on making my own pasta. I just don't feel motivated enough today to make my own pasta. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I have yet to do it, but I will be doing that soon. We will make pasta on this channel. So anyway, I'm going to get to work so we have some time to let this cook, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so what I will be using, this by far is my absolute favorite tomato puree and sauce. This is really the only brand I use. I pretty much can find it anywhere. I've actually found it at Costco before. This I picked up at my local grocery. So I got the puree, and then I also got the crushed tomato because I like a little texture to my sauce. We're gonna put in a couple onions, a red bell pepper, a jalapeno. Yes, you heard it right. I'm adding a jalapeno to my sauce. Some pepperoni. Typically I like a different brand, but this will do. Some hot Italian sausage. If you can't tell, John and I like a little spice. And then I picked this up at Costco a few weeks ago. It's the Graza extra virgin olive oil. So good. I don't remember what I paid. I've seen a lot of people use it on different things that I've watched, and I'm like, I'm going to try this. And it is for cooking. Really, really good. So if you see this in your Costco member, pick it up. I think you will not be sorry. So I'm going to get to chopping. So growing up, my mom was a cook. She cooked, she baked, and she was pretty good at it. Actually, she was known for her pie crust, and she swore that she would go to her grave with that pie crust and never shared it with us. And so one thing that, never really happened is my mom didn't show me how to cook. And I'm not complaining about that. She was just somebody who kind of did it herself. So it wasn't the norm to go in the kitchen and just help her cook a meal or whatever it is that she was doing. Occasionally I would watch her, and looking back, I think to myself, why didn't I take notes? Why didn't I ask more questions? Hindsight's always 20/20, right? So when I married John, I was pretty young. I was 19, and I didn't know how to cook scrambled eggs, to be honest with you. And so a lot of meals that John ate, were probably pretty bad. So I got to give the guy credit. He probably ate a lot of bad things. So I am not the world's best cook, but I can cook. I can put things together. Do I enjoy cooking? No, it's not really my thing. I hate baking. I like eating baked goods, but I hate baking because I simply don't have the patience to be so accurate with baking, which you have to be for things to turn out. With cooking, you can be a little bit more creative. This sauce is completely self-taught. I followed a very simple recipe when I first made it, and then I just kind of made it my own. I don't know a lot of people that add jalapenos to their spaghetti sauce. If you do, go you. If you're not, you're missing out. You should try it. So this is just such an easy sauce that I totally made my own. You're going to see me put in some brown sugar in just a minute, and it looks like a ton in my palm of my hand. When I was editing this video, I noticed that. What I want you to know is the brown sugar that's in the palm of my hand that you're going to soon see was spread out so I could just kind of work through the clumps and really know how much I was getting. And yes, I'm putting about a tablespoon of butter in the sauce. I saw somebody do it one time and I was like, I'm going to try that. And I have to tell you, that really makes a difference. So yes, my secret weapon in my sauce is brown sugar. I know people that don't put sugar in their sauce. Totally fine. You can omit that if you want. I like a little bit more of a sweeter sauce, and I just feel like the brown sugar just gives it a little bit of like not only sweetness, but just like it's probably like that molasses flavor that we're talking about. As you notice, I don't measure anything that I'm putting in. And yes, that is cayenne. I put a pinch of cayenne in just to give it a little extra spark. But no, I measure everything by eyeball. I don't, again, this is where the creativity comes in with cooking. And I just kind of put in what looks good. Although I don't trust my judgment on salt. We all know my issue with salt. So there's that brown sugar. It actually isn't that much. Again, it's just to fill the palm of your hand is generally the amount that I put in. And again, you can totally skip that step if you want to. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this little cooking with Carrie segment. All right, let's check our sauce. I've been stirring it off and on, and it's tasting really good. John is always my taste tester because you know me, I love my salt, and I leave it cracked about that much to simmer. Let me turn this off. And then I just started my water to boil. So I'm going to add my noodles to that once that's boiling. And I do salt my water. I really, really salt my water. I think it just gives the noodles such a nice flavor. But yeah, I'm going to let this continue to simmer. And it's so far so good. It really smells so good and tastes wonderful. Okay, so this is a bread we picked up at the farmer's market, and is this a sourdough? Do you remember?
It's a sourdough, but it's like a pull apart, so you can pull all those like kind of slices apart, is what they told us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt some butter, and I'm gonna put some garlic on it. I'm gonna brush it. I'm gonna cover it with tin foil and put it in the oven to heat up.
Yum.
Yeah, I'm hoping yum.
Yeah.
All right, so I just got some butter, melted it, and I have some chopped garlic in it. And now I'm gonna get this kind of totally saturated with that. This is kind of what the guy told us when he sold it to us.
And you're gonna bake it at what, 350?
No, 300, just like kind of low and slow for 10 minutes. It'll be basically a butter garlic sourdough. Pull apart.
Nice. You want some sea salt for the top?
Sure. There's sea salt right here.
Here, I'll hold it for you if you wanna. Yum. Okay, so something else I do, if you hear noise in the background, John's watching a Clint Eastwood movie. I add probably about just under a quarter of a cup to my sauce. And honestly, of the heavy whipping cream, I do it, it really does add good flavor. And I honestly do it till it like looks like it's a vodka sauce. So yeah, this is another thing I love to do. Yep, that's the color I'm looking for right there. So I would say that was probably about 1/4 of a cup. And again, you don't have to add this. I just do it because I just love it. I love the flavor of it. So there you have it. That's honestly how I make my spaghetti sauce. It is very easy. And again, it is super universal. Use it on pizza, dipping sauce, any type of pasta. It really is really good. And make it your own. That's kind of what I did. So the noodles are finishing up cooking. I'll get those drained and I think we're going to enjoy some dinner. All right, John pulled out the bread. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Yum. Are you going to...
Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in for a couple more minutes with no cover, just to see if it kind of browns up a little bit. Yeah.
Careful, it might be hot.
That's hot.
That is so fun. You might just need to, yeah. Wow, that looks so good.
Looks too good.
Yes, that turned out really nice. Welcome to Sunday. So if you remember, I mentioned earlier that John and I downsized our bed. We went from a king to a queen, and I was a bit nervous about it just because for the past 10 years, we have had so much space on our king that I'm just like, with like dogs and I don't know, me and John obviously aren't small people. So I'm just like, are we going to have enough room? And we had plenty of room. It was great. It was easy. The bed is super comfortable. We actually got the Casper cooling mattress from Costco. We paid $5.99. And honestly, because I told John, I'm like, my only complaint is I don't feel like there's support on the very edge. So like if you're sitting on the edge of your bed, I feel like you kind of roll forward. That was actually one of the downfalls to this mattress, and people had commented on that piece of it. So I told John, I'm like, well, what if this, I know you should change out your mattress every so often. I'm like, but what if this like breaks down in like 2 years? And he's like, honestly, for $5.99, if we get 2 to 3 years of use out of it, we've made our money on it. So that went really well. I have a bed frame coming for it today from Amazon. Just something super simple, minimalistic. And me and John have always kind of kept our bedroom very minimalistic. We don't have we actually have 2 dressers, which is ridiculous. We need to go through our clothes and actually give some clothes to Goodwill, or, I can find a women's shelter, things like that, because half of it we don't wear. So yeah, so what I'm doing, John is actually on a bike ride with his friend right now. He's getting ready for his big ride that in just a few weeks. So they're doing a big ride today. As you can see, I'm cleaning the blinds. I'm getting ready for that frame to come in that John will put it together today. And I want to clean the floors. We have real hardwood floor, and honestly, I have, oh gosh, what is that mop called? It's the one that you can get super dry. Anyway, it goes through a twist motion, and it's literally a damp cloth. And I use Mr. Clean floor cleaner. It's probably not the best for my floors, especially since they're 50 plus years old and probably need a little bit more TLC than I give them. But I'm going to clean the floors. I just got done cleaning the blinds. I hate cleaning blinds about as much as I hate unloading the dishwasher. So that's what I'm doing. When we get the bed set up, I will show you kind of the final piece. I am in the market for some new nightstands, but I want to see the bed frame first because I think it's a little bit lower to the ground. So I don't want to have these super tall nightstands in this lower bed. So Anyway, that's the scoop on my Sunday. So I'm just getting started.
Oh, it's gonna be heavy. Oh man, oh man.
What's up, guys?
Watch out.
Of course.
Just too tall. I think I was reading on the reviews that it takes like 30 minutes to set up. How long do you think it's going to take to set up?
Well, I don't know, but maybe I'm not as advanced as those people.
An expert assembler. There's a lot of parts. But yeah, I was explaining earlier that it's a pretty minimalistic frame.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to fit this space so much better. Another reason we went this route is our room is so tiny, and maybe I said that earlier too, we just needed the space, so that's why we got rid of our king.
Yeah, we have kind of a small house. I mean, our house is less than 1,000 square feet. Barely, but less than 1,000 square feet. So, yeah, it's a small house.
So we're going to leave John to it. I'm going to get the dogs out of the way, but I'll leave you guys with them to watch them get it set up.
Oh, perfect.
Jasper, you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to all our friends? Do you want to say hello? No? Okay. Well, it is several days later. Actually, today is Thursday, and my plan is to have this video out to you on Saturday. Nothing like waiting till the last minute. You say, Carrie, why are you on your bed telling us this? Well, no, it is not one of those kind of videos. We finished the bed. Last I left you off, John was doing our little bed frame here, and it has been an adjustment getting used to a queen size bed. We've had a king for almost 10 years, and to go to a queen literally overnight was very interesting. 2 nights in a row, I woke up, my pillow was on the floor. I'm just like, this is a hot mess. Jasper didn't know what to do. I'm telling John at one point, you got to move over. You have to move over. He's like, I am on the edge. So needless to say, it was an adjustment. Okay, this is not a mattress review, so I don't want you to think this is a mattress review, but I am going to review this mattress a little bit. We got the Casper cooling mattress from Costco. We paid $5.99. It is a queen. We picked it up in store, brought it home ourselves, and it is very comfortable. I'm not sure why it's a cooling mattress per se. Like, it doesn't feel cool to the touch. John's like, let's kind of really test that out as it gets warmer. and maybe we'll see changes that way. But the mattress is super nice, super comfy. Are you weighing in on this because you sleep on this mattress too? Hey, Jasper, you got to be quiet unless you have something to say. The only downfall to this mattress is on the sides. And this was one of the complaints. We knew about this going in. On the sides, it feels like you can kind of roll a little bit, so the sides don't have a lot of support. So needless to say, we're sleeping comfy though. We're sleeping cozy. The reason we went to a queen mattress is we needed more room in our bedroom. I've always joked that I call our house lovingly the tiny house, because it is a stick-built home that was built in the late 50s. 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It's 996 square feet. So I've always, since the day we bought it, I've always called it the tiny home. And even some of my friends know when I talk about the tiny house that I'm referring to my house. So I tell John, now we have a tiny bed in the tiny house. And a lot of you may say, you know what, where you sleep on a queen bed, that's not that small. And honestly, it's not. But me and John are definitely bigger people. And so it is a cozy night's sleep. But I would recommend this mattress. Again, I'm not affiliated anyway with them. I just know that a lot of times it's hard when you're getting a bed in a box to kind of really know what you're getting. And yeah, so if you're looking for a new mattress, I would recommend the Costco Casper cooling mattress. Ours is 12 inches thick, and I do think Jasper approves. Also, as you can see behind me, we have a pretty blank slate. I need to paint our bedroom. I would like to put up some just like sheer curtains on the side just to add a little bit of texture to the wall. So our room is very basic, very bare. Just because this is such a weird room, I've never really known what to do with it. So anyway, you might see changes there. if that interests you to keep updated on what I end up doing with my bedroom, let me know, and I'm happy to share that with you. But I also wanted to take a minute and just connect with you guys about, 3 or 4 videos ago, I did a video on our new patio or talked about our new patio and casita confessions. I did a casita confessional. And I have to tell you, when I did that video and I went to the casita and I kind of explained to you guys why I had been quiet, why, I hadn't put something out. I was nervous. Anytime you kind of bare your soul and show any type of insecurity to people, especially just like general public, not that I look you guys as just general public. I really do feel that you're on the other side of the camera, but it's scary, right? You're putting your feelings in the hands of others. And I had incredible feedback from that video, and I just really want to take a minute and thank you, because your kindness motivates me and keeps me going, and in the sense of like going with this channel. I have made connections with people through this channel, and it's been amazing, and that was always my goal. Always, 100%, was make connections, take you with me on adventures, and I love it. I love doing it for you, and I love doing it with you. And so to have that feedback, it was amazing. And I just really want to take this opportunity. If you were somebody who sent me a message, sent me a lovely email, however it is that you reached out to me, thank you, thank you, thank you, truly from the bottom of my heart. I cannot tell you what it meant to me. And yeah, again, thank you so much. So guys, I'm going to wrap this video up so I can start editing it. I know this was a different video. Basically, it was just here kind of show you what we were doing last weekend, what we're doing when we're really not camping and it's really truly just catching up on things. Again, today's Thursday. We are going camping this weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. So you'll see this video on Saturday. So if you are a mom to a human, to a fur baby, if you're an aunt, you play any type of role in anybody's life, happy Mother's Day. Moms make the world go round. Moms truly do make the world go round. And I hope that you are able to spend it with somebody that you love and that you feel that love and that recognition and know that I love you and wish nothing but the best for you. And I just wish you a very happy, happy Mother's Day. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off and I'm sending you peace and love. I will see you on the next video, which should be a camping video. I really hope I just didn't jinx myself by saying that, but that is goal. We're going camping. We're actually going back up to one of my favorite county parks. It's kind of last minute, so I'm hoping everything works out. John has been extremely busy at work, and so we may not get up there till Saturday morning, but that's totally fine because regardless, we are going. All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend or day, whenever it is that you watch this, and I will see you next time. Peace out.